Okay, so let's get in here. Everybody see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay. So here, this presentation is titled Hook, Line, and Sinker, How to Grab Attention in the First 3 Seconds. Obviously, my name is Salvatore Santelli. We're going to start with a short introduction. So I have been a real estate agent for 3 years now. My 3-year anniversary was in May. I have a little bit over 20 million in sales volume, approaching 21 now, over 100 homes sold. I'm also a real estate investor myself, so I've done 5 flips. I have an investment property, a rental. And I think the thing that kind of gears me more towards social media is that before I started my clothing brand, my real estate career, I had a clothing brand called Consume Apparel. I started that in 2018. And I mean, my main form of marketing was social media. So I definitely know a little bit about social media. Um, during the peak of my clothing brand, I did have quite a few views on TikTok. I had close to 20,000 followers on TikTok, and I was getting almost 100,000 views on every video, and quite a few viral videos. And there was a streak where I was posting videos every day for at least a year and a half. So I was definitely making a lot of content. Just jumping in, what is the 100K Video Club? So the 100K Video Club is a coaching program for real estate agents. It is specifically geared towards real estate agents, but it works for anyone. It's just anyone who wants to grow through video. It's created for people who are ready to get visible online, build a personal brand, and turn content into closings. And the goal, as it's called, the 100K Video Club, is to just generate 100,000 views. Obviously, not on one video, but just across your whole platform. And there is weekly coaching, as you guys know, clear topics, and community support. So if you ever have any questions about anything, feel free to drop them in the Facebook group. So, importance of video in real estate. 80% of online traffic is video based. So buyers expect to see you, not just read about you. Me personally, if let's just say I'm going to buy something, I'm more inclined if there's a video showing the item I'm going to buy rather than just reading about it. Video sells anything. Real estate specifically, real estate's visual. Photos sell the property and video sells you. So of course, I mean, any realtor can post photos on the MLS of their listing. Some people think, a lot of the older generation agents think that the home will sell itself. Of course, photos will sell a property, but the video sells you. Why do people want to work with you? They don't want to work with you because of your listing photos. Um, Video builds trust faster than any other medium. People feel like they know you before they even meet you. I mean, I've experienced this personally with just people that don't only know me through my social media videos, and they're like, "Oh, I feel like I'm friends with you through your videos," because you can you get somebody's personality through their videos. Algorithm loves videos, so platforms prioritize videos, meaning more reach, more visibility overall, and you don't need to go viral. You just need to be visible. So a lot of people will start making videos, and after 2 weeks of posting and getting 6 views on every video, they'll be like, you know what, I'm done. This isn't for me. But 6 views is better than no views. So consistency is what builds your brand. So jumping into the main point of this slideshow, why the first 3 seconds matter. You only get one shot, and if your hook doesn't land, they will scroll. So just some quick stats. The average attention span on social media is 1.7 seconds. If your video doesn't hook immediately, 80% of viewers won't stay. The hook isn't optional. It's the most important part of your video. And a key stat is that videos with strong hooks retain viewers up to 3 times longer. So I don't know if you guys are like this, but if I'm watching something, if I'm scrolling on social media and something's boring, it just doesn't look interesting, I'm going to keep scrolling. If something doesn't catch my eye, I wouldn't say I'm as bad, but I have noticed, like, just watching other people, for example, my girlfriend, if I watch her scroll through videos, she scrolls through them at like a second, she doesn't even give the video a chance if it's not interesting, which amazes me, because I wouldn't say I'm that bad, but, it really made me think, like, you do need to catch someone's attention right away if you want them to continue watching. Because I thought, I'm spending all this time making these videos, and are people even getting past the first 3 seconds? Like, are they just going to keep scrolling by? So short form content. Short form content is no longer optional. It's the front door to your brand. Platforms like TikTok, Reels, and Shorts, they prioritize short form content. So by short form, I mean, videos that are 30 to 60 seconds long, sometimes even 2 minutes. I would still consider short form. But we're moving away from that era where YouTube videos are the most watched thing. Reels, TikToks, it's the best way to get. Algorithms reward watch time, not just likes or comments. So if you have a shorter video, it's going to be watched. Your overall views are going to be higher, which is going to push it out to more people. Viewers expect quick, valuable, entertaining content fast. People don't want to be bored. Sometimes I think there's some specific situations that a longer video might be the right fit, but I mean most situations you can make anything into a short video. Short form videos have an average engagement rate of 53.9%, which is the highest of any content type. And if you're not mastering the first few seconds, you are not competing. Okay. I think I forgot to let Josue in, but now he's in. Here we go. So what makes a strong hook? You don't need a script, you need a spark. Here are just some general, concepts for a hook. So curiosity, you can tease a question or idea that people want to hear the answer to. I'm going to get into specific examples in the next slide. Shock or surprise, you can catch someone off guard. A direct benefit, tell them what they're going to gain from watching the video. A relatable moment, start with a common problem or frustration that people have, and a pattern interruption, so break expectations. Let me see if I have the examples on the next slide. Okay. Here we go. Actually, the examples on the following one. So this is just a good formula to follow when you're trying to film videos that catch attention. So the hook, bridge, pitch formula. So the hook is your scroll stopper. This is your statement that's going to catch people. It's going to get them listening. The bridge is where you set the scene. You explain why this matters, or the content and what you're going to be talking about in your video. And the pitch is where you deliver your value and your message. So an example is related to me flipping a home. If I start the video and I say this flip cost me $20,000 more than I expected, that's gonna it's gonna intrigue people to watch it. They're gonna, why? How did he spend $20,000 more than he expected? The bridge is here's why, and that's where I explain why it costed me $20,000 more than I expected and how you can avoid it. And then the pitch is if you're buying a fixer upper, don't miss this checklist. And then I give people a checklist of things not to miss. So here's another 5 styles of hooks that work. The question, would you buy a house with no basement? Bold statement. Most first-time buyers will get this completely wrong. So you're kind of like leaving people, they're going to get what completely wrong. You want to leave people with a question in their mind. The visual shock, a fast camera movement, a huge on-screen text saying the appraisal came in short. Another idea of this is, I talked about this in my last presentation. Josue and I actually did one. We started the video with Josue falling through the front door. Like, it looked like he flew through the front door. And I think that was actually his highest engaged video just because it was funny. It got people watching. It was unexpected. The list. So here's 3 things you should never do before applying for a mortgage. Or the relatable POV. POV, you just lost out on your dream home again. So here are some real estate specific hook examples. This home has a secret feature that could add $10,000 to its value. What $300,000 gets you in your market right now? That's actually a video that I've been planning on doing for a while since I started, and I just never got around to it. Think you need 20% down, think again, and why this home sat on the market for 90 days and what we did to sell it. So you can really make a hook for any form of video, even if you just have a listing. You have a listing and you, instead of doing your standard listing walkthrough, you say, hey, I'm here at so-and-so street. Why don't we take a look inside? Point something unique out about the listing. Something that people, you think will get them to stop and actually listen to your listing. So some common hook mistakes. Don't sabotage your video before it even starts. So starting too slow, no intro music, rambling, or hey guys. I can say that I am a victim of this. If you look through my content, I definitely have quite a few videos where I started with, hey guys, this is Salvatore Santelli from Max Cornerstone. It's just naturally what you want to say. You want to start, introduce yourself, and then start the video. But there's no hook there. What would kind of grab someone's attention to continue watching? being too vague. So saying, let's just talk about real estate, talk what about real estate. If you're not specific about what the video is going to be about, people are less likely to continue watching. No tension or payoff. If the hook doesn't promise something, they're gone. So if you're not kind of providing value to them, why is someone going to keep watching? And the hook doesn't match the content. So bait and switch kills trust. You don't want to make a video about, here's how I lost $20,000 on this flip, and then the video's completely different. You're promoting something else. Bait and switch doesn't work. So I included some fixes here. Just some common video, how you might already start a video, and how you can fix it. So if you're going to say, let's talk about appraisals, you could say this appraisal came in $40,000 under. Here's how we saved the deal. Instead of thinking about buying a home, you could say, you could buy a home with as little as 3% down. Here's how. I'm showing a house today. This house is a hidden room that the listing didn't mention. Just something unique, to get people listening. Today I'm doing a final walkthrough. You could say, here's what we found during the final walkthrough. Now what? Continue. Here's a few more. Instead of saying interest rates are high right now, here's how buyers are still locking in 5% interest rates today. I've been in real estate for 3 years. You could say, in 3 years, I've sold 100 homes. Here's one lesson I learned, and I'll tell every new agent. Let's take a look at this house. This home sat on the market for 90 days, and we finally figured out why. And as you can tell, I'm kind of changing the tone of my voice. I mean, I think the tone also plays into it. If you're just starting the video and you have a very monotone voice and you're just looking at the camera, you don't look excited, and you're just saying, this home sat on the market for 90 days and we finally figured out why. Nobody wants to watch. I think you need to have some energy when you're doing most of these. It just kind of plays into the emphasis of the statement. So a good checklist that I created, does yours pass the test? Can it stop a scroll in 1 second? I do think 1 second's a little bit of an exaggeration. That's why I have 3 seconds, but the premise is there. Can it stop somebody in the first second? Is it emotional or visually interesting? Like I said, something that catches the eye. If you're just sitting there, very, no energy, it's not emotionally or visually interesting to someone. Does it match the video's content? You don't want to make a hook that is unrelated to your video's content. If you're making a video about your listing, you don't want to hook somebody on something completely different. Does it make a promise or raise a question? And could it stand alone as a TikTok? So from hook to conversion, obviously the main point of doing this is to convert. The main point that people are real estate agents is to convert into sales. So you're obviously making these videos because you want more business. Strong hooks equal better watch time. So the better your hook, the longer someone's going to watch. The longer someone's going to watch, the more you reach people. And the more you reach people, more engagement, DMs, and clients, which eventually leads to closings. So, this is a direct path to getting clients. If you ever need help writing hooks, ChatGPT. I mentioned this in my last presentation. ChatGPT is great, wonderful. It's a great tool. Just say, ChatGPT, please write me 10 viral hooks for blank topic, or even get more specific. Hey, I have this listing at 123 Main Street. It has 3 bedrooms, whatever, give it, and then tell it something interesting about the house and say, write me a few hooks. Give me an idea of what I can, how I can stop people and get them to watch this. CapCut templates for punchy openings. So this is if you're editing your own videos. If you are editing your own videos, CapCut has a lot of trending. If you go on the CapCut app, they have trending topics and trending video ideas. You can click on there and you just input your clips and it edits the video for you, just with something trending. TikTok Creative Center for trending ideas. That's another thing to get video ideas for. TikTok Creative Center has like a list of, trending videos and examples. TubeBuddy or vidIQ. That's honestly, these two were recommended by ChatGPT. I have never used them. I just threw them in there. But yeah, I mean, personally, I've used TikTok Creative Center and CapCut templates. CapCut templates is nice just because it does edit the video. It formulates the video for you. So your next steps: practice makes perfect. But make sure you practice with purpose. So post 3 hook videos in the next 7 days. I know filming 3 videos a week can kind of be daunting. It's a lot. Start with 1 video. Just promise yourself you're going to make 1 video with a hook in the next week. Use the hook, bridge, pitch format. Just remember the format, so you start with the hook, you bridge, you explain what the video is about, you give your content, and then the pitch. You kind of leave them with value. Track watch time and engagement. So look to see how your videos, if you've already been posting videos, if you do one with a hook, kind of compare how it, the engagement on it is versus one of your normal videos. And even make a video without a hook and make a video with a hook about the same listing. See which one does better. And then share your results in the 100K video club. If you have an interesting story to share, post about it. So how can Social Realtor help? So Social Realtor is the platform behind 100K Video Club. They take the stress out of editing and posting. That's why I mentioned for CapCut, if you edit your videos on your own on CapCut, I no longer edit my own videos. Social Realtor does all of my editing and posting for me. It's professional video editing, custom graphics, captions, and engaging transitions. They upload ready formats for all platforms. So you just have to focus on actually filming the videos, and they handle all the editing, all the technical stuff. And one thing I like is that they can even handle, making your video more. There's some clips that I've sent them and they edit them in a way that, I think is more intriguing to a viewer than I would have edited them myself. Just because, I mean, they are professional editors. So, you definitely get a benefit from using them. I think that's my last slide. I thought there was a Q&A one, but I guess it's not here. So what I'm going to do is open this back up and see if anyone has questions. Can anyone think of some questions to keep me talking here?
This is more a social realtor question. When you send them clips, do you send them like one whole clip or do you break them up? Like I have one right now. I did come with me to convert my construction loan into a bridge loan or into an end loan. So
Okay.
like I did the like starting my car, then talk,
Yeah.
then kind of walking into the credit union, driving to the credit. So I broke that down like into a whole bunch of clips and then
Yeah.
asked them to kind of do like a voiceover type of thing. Is that how you
No, it's
guys
not.
do it or
It's
do you
not.
just
It's not something, I mean, Mike can probably speak to this on the new version of the platform because they did just update the platform. The original platform, they were having, so for example, just like that. I mean, I always do multiple clips for my videos. I upload all the clips to a Google Drive and I just send them the link. I don't put the videos together. And I kind of, in the description, I label which video I want to go first, second, third, fourth, just to make it easier for them. But no, I never send the videos together. I do know on the new platform, I think Mike can correct me if I'm wrong, but you are going to be able to upload directly to Social Realtor without using a link.
Correct.
you
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
because so far it's not working. They actually emailed me a thing and said use this. We can't post right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing the Google Drive,
Mm-hmm.
um, and putting my stuff in there and then kind of copying it over. But I wasn't
Correct.
sure,
Yeah.
like I was like thinking, oh my gosh, how are they gonna get all this together because it's like all over the place? And then I was like, maybe I haven't gotten anything back from them yet, so I just wasn't
Mm-hmm.
sure if they're gonna be able to like mesh all that together.
Yeah. So I'll chime in here, Sal, just to give you my experience. Um, Originally, when I would put it on the Asana form, I would have Google Drives, and it'd be a bunch of clips. So I wouldn't be too worried about what you send over to them. I even got to the point where I would like change and edit the name and say, hey, this is clip one, clip two, clip three. But I wouldn't say I'm as organized as that now. I kind of just compile everything, send it, and tell them, hey, this is what I want you guys to edit, and they take care of the whole thing. Um, I've even done like longer form content, which they've done exceptions for here and there. But if you send over a bunch of short clips, they'll piece it together with no problem. I wouldn't be worried about that.
Okay, good. Thank
Yeah, and
you.
I do know you kind of
Mhm.
started at a weird point where it's kind of like a transition period between the old platform and the new one. So
Yeah.
Right.
that's why I
Yeah.
think kind of because they are still like, I mean, we're in our chat with them. They are still trying to figure things out here on how to get everybody to the new platform. So
Yep. Yep.
we should be back, back to normal in a week or so. So
That's yeah, I'm in the link one, I think the Asana one.
yes,
And I don't mind, that's it's working fine. I just was like thinking it it was I didn't label clip 1, 2, 3, but it kind of would only make sense in
makes
its
sense.
one
Yeah.
order. But I will start doing better with that. Now when you guys post your sales, like on a Friday or whatever,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and do you guys just do that in Canva, or do you actually send that to them for them to post it as well?
Well, I mean, me personally, I already have a template that I use for every single, sale. So I just do that through Canvas still. I mean, I've been utilizing Social Realtor more for I actually sent them a few things. More for like graphic content, just about like market stats and stuff. I mean, things obviously the return time on their content is 24 to 48 hours. So like if you need a post for Friday, you have to send it in on Wednesday. So I use them more for just graphic content. Not small stuff like that, but you totally can use them for stuff like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
Have you,
pre-plan it too. Like if you have a settlement coming up in a week, you can say, "Hey, I have a settlement coming up for this day. Can we have it ready for X date?"
right. What about home walkthroughs? Do you use them? Like when you get a new listing,
Mhm.
I'd like to start on my own videos. I like Gress's format, but I just have like other thoughts and I feel rushed, because you only have so much time with the photographer. So I want to
Yeah.
get the good camera and
Mhm.
kind of
Mhm.
do my own thing. Do you use them for that kind of stuff as well, or are you editing your own?
I send them all my I mean, I used to edit all of my own video walkthroughs. That was pretty much the main form of content that I did. But no, I use them for all my walkthroughs now. They make it so much easier. With
Okay,
my
good.
walkthroughs, I film them in one continuous clip. So I just walk through the house pretty slowly, showing every room, and I send it to them and they break it up. You can also film a clip of every single room, upload it, and they can piece it together. So
Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you.
yep. Any other questions? Josue, you have any questions down there? If he's even here. I think he's listening.
No, I am listening, man. I'm sorry. I'm just taking notes in here.
Oh, no worries, man.
So how do you get, you say, up to like 60 seconds or whatever, maybe 2 minutes at the most. How do you get really good content in 60 seconds?
It's tough. I mean, it's definitely like it's a challenge. It's something you need to figure out. There's been times where like I filmed a video walkthrough of a house. Let's just, real estate specific. I filmed a video walkthrough of one of my new listings and I'm like, this is like a 3 minute video. How do I narrow this down? So that's when I kind of think, does somebody need to see this entire home in this walkthrough, or do they need to see the most important parts of the home that I think will actually sell it? If the kitchen's the best part and the bedrooms are just normal, why not just show a few clips of the kitchen and no clips of the bedrooms? It just kind of like just highlight the main points of the house. Um, you know, Other stuff specifically, you can kind of format it. That's where I do use ChatGPT. Let's say I have, a video idea and I'm like, hey, I want to film a video of for example, yesterday I filmed a video of I'm forgetting the topic already. 3 reasons that you might be ready to buy that you don't realize. So I kind of asked ChatGPT. I said, "Hey, I want this to be a 60-second video. Can you give me a just general information that I should include for 60 seconds?" And that's the great thing. ChatGPT formulates it to be 60 seconds. But I mean, any other video ideas, you can try and kind of fit them into 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds. Um, but yeah, I mean, just kind of I use ChatGPT to my advantage, but with listings, it does get hard sometimes. The fitting a whole, especially if you have like a house that's over 1,500 square feet into 60 seconds, is hard, especially with your intro and with your outro. It's a lot.
Okay. One thing I'd like to do is educational, but I
Yeah.
don't think you can get all of it in there. So what about doing, okay, here's part one, stay tuned for part two, and
Yeah. No, I think that's definitely, it leaves people, awaiting the next part. And you can also, I don't know what kind of educational content you do. But yeah, I'm just make sure you still have your, hooks in there, because you don't want to start the second video and just say, hey guys, we're here with part two. Kind of start it with a hook about the actual information that you're going to talk about in the video.
okay, great. Thank you.
course. If there are no other questions, I think we're good. I met my I know it's supposed to be an hour, but I met my 30-minute goal. I think an hour-long presentation is too long, but thank you guys for attending. I appreciate it. There will be another presentation next week. So have a good day and good luck with the rest of your week.
Thanks,
Thank
you
you.
too. See you Friday.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Ryan.
Sal. Good job.
Good job, Sal.